welcome to episode 13. Now we're going to install some accessories in Project Snake Eyes. And my first one probably would not be most people's priorities, but as you ride around, man, you gotta have some tunes. So first thing I'm gonna do is install a sound system. Found a great one. You gotta have a little boom when you ride around, especially something this loud. So I'm a little questionable if the two speakers are gonna work, but we're gonna put two speakers in front of each seat. It looks like that's worked out with a few other guys. But what I haven't seen is a subwoofer setup. So I have this combined Bluetooth waterproof subwoofer from Aquatic AV. So we're going to put this under the passenger side rear seat because there's plenty of room there. Mount it up, and then we'll have this two speakers on either side, and it'll run to our fuse box, and it's Bluetooth. So you get in, connect to it, and rock and roll. Let's open up the subwoofer from Aquatic AV and see what we got. Right, so pretty simple setup actually. It's got remote control capability. It's a little remote can come with it, or you have to buy the remote. So it has a harness. So we have to get the wiring diagram. I'm pretty sure this is power, main power, ground, left, right, front, speakers, all that stuff. So we'll maintain the harness and we'll build off of these. And then obviously there's the USB port, so you can connect directly to it with whatever you got, a device, and RCA cables if you wanted to connect it to a radio. Because typically this would connect to a radio in a boat. So and you got an antenna. I don't know what the antenna's for. We'll have to read it up, but it didn't come with any kind of manual. So we got to go online, pull the manual off, and that way we know what's coded to what. But well packed, nice looking system. Let's see if it'll fit next. Got a little nervous there. I'll show you. I think it's made for a Humvee. I mean, honestly, I might have to change the orientation up for where the wiring's got to go, but dang, that's great. So probably what I'm thinking is we'll go through the wall beside the gas tank and then back into the box to the fuse box, because I don't want any wires here. Okay, here's the speakers from Kicker. I'm gonna have to paint these because I don't want some silver speaker cover on them. But they also have a cool light blue LED glow to them. So that's kind of a theme that's gonna happen, you'll see soon. But what I need to do is see how that's gonna fit here, because it's probably have to mount high because the subwoofer's all the way against the front wall. So let's check this before we cut any holes. These are boat speakers, by the way, so they are waterproof. Again, if you decide you're going to go forward in it and have a little fun, it might get muddy, but at least everything will be okay. Yeah, that's going to work out great. Go right there. Even if I get a little further outboard, if I put it there, I think it's go good right there. Perfect. Got some big holes to cut. Okay, we're gonna mock it up and test it first. I'm going to connect the wires without mounting everything, and then figure out which way our wires are gonna run. And then also just to see it works, I went ahead and put some ends on the speaker. This will be the speaker in this box, and then I'm running the power wires to the fuse box. So pay attention to your gauge of wire. Your power wires are 16 gauge, and then and everything else is 20 gauge. And I'm not sure what this probably powers the antenna or something. So it's a smaller 20 gauge wire. But you want to match up not only your connectors for the right gauge, see 22 to 16, but also your wire, so 20 gauge to 20 gauge, 16 gauge to 16 gauge, and then also you see that I'm using the 16 to 14 gauge connectors. Okay, I've already done the other end, so we'll hook this to the fuse box, plug the speaker in, turn the power on, and see what happens. Okay, learn as you go. So the manual wasn't in the box with this, so they have it online, so you know which wires are here. But this is the what they call the Halo Aerial Technology Bluetooth antenna. So I guess if you got this in a boat and you go chilling out on the beach somewhere, your phone will work from really far away. Don't think we really need it, but we'll connect it, mount it somewhere in the box. So I guess that is a concern because it's completely covered in aluminum. We may even mount it outside, kind of behind here. That way it's not completely enclosed in the box. So that installed, and so you got two main wires and the smaller red wire, which the manual doesn't tell you is the switch wire, which is good because we're going to run it to the switch gang. So I'm going to do that now and then we'll test it. Okay, let's see if we're successful. So I've got the power on. You can see the gang on, see the voltage meter over there. The speaker's hooked up. I got my iPad paired to it, so let's see what we got. Got the power. That means we're connected. Yeah. Woo. Okay, mock-up worked. Went ahead and ran the wiring harness up under the truck over to the fuse box and a switch over to the switch gang. Drilled a speaker hole here, so I know I got my size right. So now I'm gonna mount the amplifier and the subwoofer, and then we need to run the speaker wire over from the other side to connect here. So that's pretty simple, but I'm gonna go ahead and mount this now because it's pretty neat how this wiring harness comes off and you just plug it in right there. So drill some holes and found some hardware. You couldn't fit a socket down in here, so I'm gonna use some sort of screw head so I can reach down in there and tighten it up. 6 holes, already marked them. Drill them out and mount this sucker. Okay, let's cut the hole and install the speaker on this side. I got the wiring harness over from the passengers or the side over there where the amplifier is, and I have the LED light and I have the speaker wire. So we need to put it right here. It's got to mount a little higher because of this transmission control box. So I've got it sketched out over here. We'll drill it out and then use a jigsaw, which is quite loud, so I need to get some hearing protection. jigsaw. Okay, it will not go any lower than that, so I'm gonna have to probably cut the top of the speaker off so the seat will clip back in here, because it can't go any lower. The only thing I can do is move this back, but I really don't want to do that. I'll leave that alone. That'll work. Alright, we got both speakers installed. Everything's ran. I combined the LED lights to lead. What I want is when I turn on the switch for the radio, I want the LED lights for the speakers to come on. I don't want those on all the time. So when you turn the radio on, those should come on. Ran the grounds together for both speakers and ran it over to the Blue Sea Systems fuse box. So I should flip the power on, flip the switch. We should hear the amplifier tune up, and we also should see the blue lights come on. So let's see what we got. Flip the switch. Power to the gang box. This is my radio switch. Aha! Very nice. Just connected to my phone. That's it. Sound system in, clean it up, and finish installing, and put the seats back in. On to the next device.